My name is Josh Baker, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt and former professional MMA fighter. I have fought and competed for some of the biggest organizations on the East Coast. Now I am the owner and promoter of the House Party of Grappling Hammer Challenge Series. I invite you on a journey as we travel across state lines to different academies to train and meet some of our competitors as they get ready to compete inside the circle. Welcome to Outside the Circle. What's up, everyone? Josh Baker here, promoter of ATS Grappling, and we're here on another episode of Inside the Circle. But this time we brought our reigning, well, he does have to defend this title, 115-pound Grand Prix champion, Randi, 10th planet black belt, but now also the 115-pound Grand Prix champion. She came out to headquarters over here in Hazlet, Hammer Sports Performance, and showed a lot of her tricks and all that fun stuff, good rolls. But again, thank you for coming out. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I've been training 11 years. I just got my black belt about a year and a half ago. I think it was like May of 2024. I'm 24 years old. I've been doing this since I was like 13. So I got a little flow that I want to share with you guys today. I'm calling it the Happy Meal flow. I love arm bars. I also do amateur MMA. I've had 3 fights. All of them ended in arm bar so far. So I didn't plan on that. I'm just obsessed with arm bars. I think it's because when I first started, I was little, and my biggest role model was Ronda Rousey. So I watched so many of her fights that I just started to become obsessed with arm bars.
We just rolled, and I'm like, all right, she's gonna be quick. I know she's gonna be quick. I don't want to use my size, but I'm going to if it gets bad.
Yeah, and I use my flexibility.
And it's like, I'm like, all right,
we all
we're
have
gonna just
attributes
I was like,
that
you
we
know
have
what?
to use.
I don't want to bomb her, but I'm also not going to let her take my arm home.
Yeah.
She just did that. I tried to move and whatever, but that's it for me. I'm at the point I'm in my mid 30s. I'm not 100 years old.
And the funny thing is, I ended up wrestling anyways. We were talking about that. I did jiu-jitsu for 3-4 years, and at that point, my parents were all about it.
But you already had a strong base.
Yeah, I had a strong base of
different
grappling and
conversation.
striking. A totally different conversation. At that point, my parents were like, yeah, get in there, wrestle. Why not?
You do whatever guard pass makes you happy. I love to just get some kind of inside control on the hip here and then pass out nice and wide. So if you don't have a guard pass, you can just do this right into side control. Then once you get to side control, the goal is to crush. So whenever you get top position, you want to crush that person underneath you and just cook them for a while if they let you. So every time I get here, I'm trying to make them uncomfortable by grabbing some kind of upper body grab around the head and underneath the arm. And then they frame. I scoop under the head, cut my angle into north-south. I go flat mode, pushing into the quad, lifting his head up. When he decides to defend, I cut right back into side control, basically. But it's like a squat position. And then always my right leg over the head first. Then I'm controlling this arm. I'm just kind of being aware of where it's at. I don't want him to get his grip together if I can help it. So when I fall back, if I want to, I can take this other leg, bring it over the top, but I don't have to. All right, you guys got it? That's the first part. All right, let's do a little on 3. 1, 2, 3. Yep, now crush him in side control. Turn his legs away. Yep, scoop the head, north-south, and then drive the top of your head into his quad. And then up on your toes, yeah. Here, this will be the good one to take the arm bar on. So I want you to step this foot up onto the mat.
Got to get sent through here.
Yep, like this. Yeah. Now take
so
that
now
one,
as
step
he
it right
sits up,
over his
this leg
head.
comes out. Then this knee comes in the head. Now lock it back
Good.
down. Go with the big guys over there. She just did an arm bar. They go up, you feed a triangle.
Yeah.
Nothing you've never seen before. Mr. Purple Belt.
Now when you're here in this north-south, I want you to take your head and drive it into one of his quads, either this one or this one. Yeah, now pick his head up, like you're neck cranking him.
The Grand Prix for us, you took home $1,000. You had very good wins. You beat a very seasoned competitor in the semis and kept on going. But again, that brings you to a 1% of mentality. Yeah. You know what I mean? Not everyone is like that. Not everyone's like, oh, let me absorb. You came out and gave us probably your secret sauce. right? And you openly said before your secret sauce is like, I don't know if I want to tell you. I don't know if I want to show it. And if you should know it, because it was very the little things like, oh my God, that changes it. But your response was, I'm going to tell you, so now someone can try to hit it, and now I can counter. It's a game. It's chess, not checkers. It's always the common thing, but it did just show I could see that you're a competitor.
No, we're at this point, at least I am. I'm at this point in my life where I'm like, I'm showing everybody everything.
Still up to them
I
to
don't
stop
care.
it. You're not.
Yeah.
You're still gonna hit it. Don't worry about it.
And if I don't, I get tapped, and then I have to figure out a
it
way.
out. Yeah, next game.
Every time.
But yeah, we're gonna get some rolls in. If you guys want to roll after this, thank you for having me today.
Thank you, guys.
And you guys are so beyond lucky to have him as a coach. I'm sure some of you know, but some of you guys like don't know how cool this shit is that he's creating right now. Like, this is gonna be OG times of something really good. Like, think about like finishers and like show the art. Like, I was there in the beginning when they were doing super fights with them, and it started as this little thing where really good people from all around would come in. It'd be like a family party type feel, very like homey fight club feel though, when everyone was like competing. And that's kind of what this reminds me of. So I have no doubt you're gonna take it really far. You guys are lucky to be under him right now. And my advice to you is just to listen to whatever he has to tell you and keep competing, because he'll help take you guys far if that's what you want to do. Training room and they're like 180 or more. Sometimes I'll just put it right here below the elbow.
So like,
Just gonna armbar everyone, man.
there you go. My boy levitating.
I'm trying something. You go.
Okay, I need to take your position. So the reason big guys don't move that well is because they don't use too much muscle. Smaller people don't use more muscle. So people with big muscles, you put your muscle they have to be able to run that wall in the road field. That's not going to do it. You're not going to use my muscle. I tried a technique and I missed it. Another quick thing. Just always hand that stuff.
Yeah, that's what I tried doing. I tried just like.
Always. And that's the thing. That's why smaller people are so
Yeah, because they have to be.
what happens to most big guys is they learn to stop. That's why. Because they learn how to
Wrestling too.
yeah, it's really that way.
Oh, I only go like 106 to like 138. They move way hard. I guess they're one.
Yeah, that back take is sick. It's fun when someone can roll. I'll try like that. Because it's slap in the face. I'm gonna slap in the face. I don't want to do it.
You know what? Hey, I see why you don't want to. Every time I roll the blue, if I'm in a good position, I know for a fact he let me get there. When I roll blue, he's like, he just like knows stuff. I'm like, yeah. Well, like, I'll usually like, and I'm on top, but I don't start thinking something. I'm just like, that's not a real move. And then I'm like, I pretty like chill a little bit. I was like, what am I doing? You'll start to chill. I'm like, I gotta go there. That's not even flying blue. That's usually yeah, let's go, baby. I want to start standing up.
Once I jumped, I was like, no, my knee's too deep.
Oh no.
So I guess, you have any tips to help you keep on such a positive mentality through trials and tribulations, injuries and mess ups, whatever, like, and in the middle of this, you guys are opening up your own gym. So it's like another wrench into it.
I mean, so first of all, I want to say, I said this a little bit in the class, is all that armbar stuff, the armbar offense, the armbar defense stuff, that all came from my partner and my business partner, Jason Miley. Like, he created that, right? And like you were saying, you're competing once a year. He doesn't compete anymore. He's older than you are, so his whole goal is to just make all of his students and training partners better and better and better. So he's always giving me the latest shit, if you would say, like the latest new stuff. And then I'm able to learn it, trust in it, take it to competition, and just give it my all. So I wouldn't have any of that armbar stuff if it wasn't for him. And I think that's also part of the reason why I was like, I said to him, I'm like, can I do the armbar stuff? You mind if I do? And he's like, yeah, do it. Like, who cares? We've had it for years now. Because I want everyone just to know that came from him, and no one else really, like. But other than that mindset, it's all, I feel like Eddie Bravo, right? He has this saying, inch by inch, and I love to tell myself that. And it could be used in any way, but inch by inch, the way I see it is just doing a little bit at a time. When you have those days where, like, you wake up and you're like, I don't want to get out of bed today, or I don't want to train, or, I don't want to rehab my injury. Inch by inch, just do a little bit. Just get out of bed. Just do that little exercise. Just go on a small run, because once those endorphins start hitting, you're going to want to do more and more and more. And like you said, like the whole 1% thing, it really comes down to who wants to put in the work. And then who can listen to their coaches, the people that have more experience when it comes to like competition and years and coaching and stuff like that. It's about not, being just stubborn enough that when the clock is on 5 seconds that you're going for your submission, just stubborn enough that you're gonna be like, yeah, I'm taking this, I'm sending it. Because you're going to have thoughts in your head like, oh, 5 seconds left. If I gas out, what's next? Then she's going to get a position on me. I might not be able to get out. Those are the thoughts you have when you're competing. I know you've had them because everyone who's competed has had them. You have to just, push that out of your head and be like, no, I'm going to do it anyways. So you have to be stubborn enough in that way that you're not going to give up. You're going to keep going. But you also have to be open enough to learn from others, even if it's a white belt, and especially your coaches and your training partners. And so, I hate when people come up for excuses when they lose. Like, that's, like, my least favorite thing, because anyone can come up for an excuse for why they lost. And I think when you lose, you just have to accept it and just tell yourself, like, yeah, I lost because I made a mistake in the match, or I lost because they were better than me. It doesn't mean that they're 100% better than you. It just means they were better than you that day. I hate when people come to me and say, oh, I lost because, I didn't feel well, or I lost because I had an injury on this arm, or I lost because of whatever. So, yeah, that's just another thing that I hate. But I will tell you that day that I won, I was sick that week. I woke up sick, and my partner said to me, you know what? Michael Jordan or whatever won his best game on the flu. Not
game.
the same thing at all. He's on a super high level. I had a little tiny cold. I had a little sore throat. But it's not about, like making up excuses and stuff. You could be at your worst. I had barely any training that month. I was out of my gym. I had 0 home base. I was trying to make things work to get my new spot started. Running around here in Jersey, there in PA, to get some training in, and I was at one of my lowest points ever a month prior to that, and then to have that win and have that belt and be at, like, my highest point up until now in jiu-jitsu was just nothing short but, like, amazing for me and amazing for my family to see and my friends that helped get me there.
Well, thank you for sharing all that, and you did it. You did it. You won a real belt, the best belt in the game. Just
Hell
saying,
yeah.
best looking. But
Now I need an MMA belt.
Right there, like I just said, the Michael Jordan flu, but that's it. No one goes in 100%. But
No one,
again,
yes.
that 1%, I know people. I've coached them. I know that they think they're not 100%, and I know some kids that I know it's okay. They're going to push through it. And I know kids that I don't even know why we're showing up because they're not going to win. And unfortunately, that
Yes,
is the
I
gap
know.
that you need to change. But that's the 1%. So again, take it from there. Every day is going to be hard. But if you want to get it, you've been training your ass off for whatever tournament is, you get hurt the week before, you got whatever, shit happens at home, you got to lock out, and you have to do it. That night, you had 8 minutes each round to go do it. You did it. You got it done. You're the champ. You got the check. And that's all the people that remember. And everyone knows behind the scenes what happens. And sometimes they don't see it. So thank you for opening up, because not a lot of people will. And
Yeah, of course.
if you didn't see her in action, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube Premium channel. $9.99 a month. The October HES 29 is right there. HES 30 is right there. And 31 will be there too, December 6th. Again, thank you for coming out. Thank you for giving out to students. Thanks for being part of HES. We can't wait to have you back inside the circle. Stay tuned. Again, I'm Josh. This is Randy. This was Inside the Circle. Thank you. Peace.